Good afternoon to everyone. It's a wonderful, wonderful day, and I am so thankful to God because He has blessed us all to live to see another day. Isn't it a beautiful day? It's such a beautiful day. And I know you see I have the drapes open back there, and I'm going to leave them open. So I might look a little lighter. The light around me, I do have my light on here in front of me. And so I just thank God because He has blessed us all to see another day, for another live point of view to come on. And I want to ask you a question. When is it time to totally disconnect from someone? Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever had to totally disconnect from someone? I believe we've all had to do that at some times or another. We've had to just leave other people out of our lives in order to have a peaceful life, to do the things that need to be done for us, and to take care of ourselves. So, have you ever? I know I have, and it's not putting myself up way above anybody, anything like that. I must explain that, and I know that you who watch this show, I really don't have to explain it, but just in case somebody comes on and they've never seen my show before, I want to explain to them I never try to say that I'm above people, I'm better than this one and that one and all of that. But there are times in your life when in order to have your peace of mind, you have to detach from people, places, and things. You have to do it. So I am in on this site today, and I will give it to you when I get over there. When is it time to detach? And there are reasons. What are the reasons to emotionally detach? And there are several. So I'm going to 13 ways to emotionally detach from someone. Live bold and bloom. That is the website. Live bold and bloom. Dear God, as I sit before you to speak, I pray to you that my soul you will keep. And if I should die before I finish, I pray to you, dear God, in the name of Jesus, that any outstanding sins will be forgiven. And God, before I close this prayer, I ask that you will touch, heal, deliver, set people free from anxiety, depression, or whatever is not healthy for them. Set them free now in the name of Jesus. Amen. All right. What are reasons to emotionally detach? There are 13 in this on this site. 13 emotionally to 13 ways to emotionally detach from someone. So I'm going to go into it. 13 ways to emotionally detach from someone, because you know yourself that some situations, some atmospheres, some places, people, places, and things, they get to us many, many times. And we have to, in order to be healthy, be able to detach. And so many times we haven't known how to detach, we haven't detached, and so we are sometimes just miserable. 13 ways to distance yourself from unhealthy bonds. And this was written in posted on July 26, 2023 by Barry, Barrie Davenport. Do you find yourself emotionally entangled in relationships that leave you drained? Do you? What a great question. Do you find yourself emotionally entangled in relationships that leave you drained? Have you tried desperately to detach yourself from connections that no longer nourish your spirit? Great questions, huh? And this first time I think I've been on this site. So he said, my friend, the power to let go is within you. The power to let go is within you. And you know, I totally agree with that. The power to let go is within you. Okay? Emotional detachment allows us to break free from unhealthy bonds and reclaim our inner light. We want to be free and light, free, our spirits happy and joyful. We don't want any more in our lives for things to weigh us down and damper our spirits. Okay, damper and dampen. We don't want that anymore. You don't have to put up with it anymore. The power, the power to let go is within you. Emotional detachment allows us to break free from unhealthy bonds and reclaim our inner light. Thank you so much for being with me. I truly appreciate you. Through understanding the roots of attachment and practicing mindfulness, we can cultivate the strength to honor our wholeness. Honor our wholeness, okay? You have to think about yourself. You know, I've said so many times, it's been said by researchers and people all over that you must take care of yourself in order to be able to pour into other people successfully. You must take care of yourself. So, through understanding the roots of attachment and practicing mindfulness, we can cultivate the strength to honor our wholeness. WHOLENESS. The journey requires courage. Oh, yes, it does. Self love. Oh, yes, it does. And the willingness to prioritize our growth, your growth, my growth, your growth. Prioritize. You prioritize yourself. I prioritize myself. This journey requires courage, self love, and the willingness to prioritize our growth. So, what is okay? Let's go. So, what's in this post? Let's go. What does it mean to detach from someone? So, we're going to start at the very basic. What does it mean to detach from someone? To detach is to consciously, you hear that? Consciously loosen the emotional ties that bind us. Consciously, okay? It means stepping back to gain perspective while still holding the other person in compassion. How could that be put any better? It means stepping back to gain perspective while still holding the other person in compassion. And remember at the beginning I said I'm not trying to be above anybody, not saying I'm better than anybody, but I have to take care of me just like you have to take care of you. And if there is negativity and all that confusion and all that that's been brought into you and poured into you by and hindering your free spirit from being happy and gay and joyful, then it's time to make a change. It's time to make a change. It means stepping back to gain perspective while still holding the other person in compassion. Detachment allows us to separate our well being from the relationships ups and downs. This is so good, isn't it? This is so, so good. I didn't do my monitor here. Let me do that. Get my monitor on here so I can make sure that I am being seen and heard. So, and I hope your day is great. I hope and I trust and I pray that your day is great because mine is. I went out today. I went out today. I did. I certainly did. And got some of my favorite food. And oh, yes, I'm happy about that. I don't go out quite a lot here lately, but I went out today and I am so grateful that I went out. I girded up my loins and I got out of this house today. And I am so grateful for that. Thank you, Lord. He took me and he brought me. And for that, I am so grateful. Detachment allows us to separate our well being from the relationships' ups and downs. We surrender to the need to control outcomes or the unskillful actions of others. May I repeat that? Yes, I may. We surrender the need to control outcomes or the unskillful actions of others. Okay, we surrender the need to do that. Now we go on down, and it tells us we remain open hearted, yet honor our wholeness. Our hearts are still open, but we yet honor our personal wholeness. Detaching means recognizing that no one person can meet our every need. Wonderful. This is on point. It empowers us to take responsibility for our own happiness. We let go while continuing to wish the other well on their journey. Oh my God, it's so good. He knows what we need, doesn't he? Hi, thank you for being with me. So how to emotionally detach from someone. And here are 13 ways. Thank you for joining Point of View. I love you so much. 13 ways to break the bonds. 13 ways to break the bonds. And I'm monitoring here. I'm going to get it in my way of my reading here. Okay, here we go. 13 ways. Emotional detachment is a process that requires patience, self reflection, and a commitment to your well being. It's a personal commitment to our own well being. So here are 13 powerful yet gentle ways to disconnect from someone, regain perspective, and cultivate the freedom to thrive. Remember one of the presentations I did? It said, we're not survivors, we're thrivers. We are thriving. Oh, so here are 13 powerful yet gentle ways to disconnect from someone, to regain perspective, and cultivate the freedom to thrive. Number one, limit contact. Now, in order to be successful in this, you need to follow the guidelines. But remember, you're still holding compassion for the person that you need to detach from, okay? And you're considering the other person, but not to the point that you've been doing before, to the point that you have compassion for them, but yet you want them to go on their merry way and thrive on their own and stop, get out of your life and stop bringing all that negative vibe into your life. Okay. Number one, limit contact. Reducing interactions can help create needed space and perspective, especially if the relationship has become enmeshed or codependent. We can thoughtfully decide when, where, and how often we engage. We can do that. We can also set communication boundaries by limiting phone calls, texts, or access to social media. We can do it all. Oh, yes, we can. So limiting contact relieves the pressure of constantly responding and reacting. And it does. It allows us to focus on our own growth and priorities. We may thoughtfully explain our need for less interaction while still conveying care for the other person. This is so important. Okay? And this is on point. I like it. I like it. I like it. This is wonderful. Okay? Now, it allows us to focus on our growth and priorities. We may thoughtfully, you hear that? We may thoughtfully explain our need for less interaction while still conveying care to the other person. With limited contact, we remain open hearted yet honor our fundamental need for self care. Number two, there are 13 of these, all right? Practice gratitude, focusing on blessings rather than sources of bonding can uh, reorient us towards emotional freedom. We can keep a gratitude journal, write thank you notes, or meditate on all we are grateful for. And there is so much that we can meditate on. Gratitude shifts our gaze to the gifts we do have. We find security in the fullness of life rather than looking to others to complete us. This is what we must understand. We find security in the fullness of life rather than looking to others to complete us. We become less dependent on any other person or outcome for our happiness. No matter our circumstances, there are always reasons for gratitude if we look for them. Always reasons for gratitude. Number three, turn inward. Turn inward. Detaching requires finding stability from within rather than seeking it externally. Reflective practices like journaling, therapy, or time in nature can help us better understand our inner world. We gain insight into unhealthy attachment patterns that may have formed in childhood. And that is so true. So much formed in us that we didn't even realize. And some people have gone into eternity not even realizing that the way they acted and reacted toward life as a whole was because of something from their childhood. As we explore our inner terrain, we uncover our wholeness. We do not need to extract validation or security from others. We can meet our own needs and honor our feelings. By understanding our inner workings, we take responsibility for our reactions versus projecting or blaming. Oh, this is so good. By understanding our inner workings, we take responsibility for our reactions versus projecting or blaming. And remember, we've talked so much about projecting and blaming and us taking responsibility, recognizing, understanding ourselves, okay? And then take responsibility for our reactions instead of projecting and blaming someone or something else. We gain the self possession into to disengage. We gain the self possession to disengage in a grounded, intentional way, not haphazardly, not accidentally, but intentionally. Okay, we gain self-possession to disengage in a grounded, intentional way. How do we disconnect from people? This is so good. So we have to, in order to be live a happy life and the life that is intended for us to live, we have to disconnect from some things, some people, some places, some things. Number four, avoid idolizing. I think that is a dis-ease, an emotional dis-ease among humanity, okay, or within humanity. Avoid idolizing. When we idolize someone, we grant them undue power and influence over our self worth. So true. We forget that all humans have flaws and limitations. Shifting from idolizing to a realistic perspective can facilitate detachment. All men are created equal. God made us all in His own image. Seeing someone clearly with kindness and honesty allows us to let go of fantasized projections. We accept this person's journey without needing them to fulfill idealized images. We release them from the impossible expectation of completing us. They are free to walk their path while we walk ours with new found independence. Ooh, don't idolize. Don't idolize. Number 5, focus on your own growth. Focus on you, yourself. Okay? I focus on me, myself, and I. Focus on your own growth. Focus. Rather than obsess over changing someone else, we can nurture our own expansion. And so many times people do focus on changing someone else to fit how they feel that they should be. But that, rather than obsess over changing someone else, we can nurture our own expansion. We might explore new hobbies, make healthy lifestyle changes, or work towards career goals. Focusing inward empowers us to fill our inner well springs. Okay? So the more we cultivate our own interests and gifts, the less we seek from others. And it's so true. We own our growth rather than burdening another with meeting our every need. Our happiness stems from living out our potential, not grasping for validation. We walk our path with purpose, detached from trying to steer the journeys of others. Ooh, wow, we is one of my praise words. Wow, this is so good. When is it time to completely detach from someone? This is telling us how to do it and how to do it with compassion for the other person. Number 6, release expectations. Often we impose expectations on others and then suffer when reality fails to meet these. So, by releasing expectations, we relieve others of the obligation to meet our endless needs. We accept reality as it unfolds, and some people have a hard time with accepting reality. But when we follow this path that I'm giving to you today, giving to us today, I believe from now on you can make it. We will make it from now on. Cutting yourself off from expectations does not mean abandoning care or hope. It simply means loosening the tight grip of needing certain results. With mindfulness, we observe life without judgment, allowing what is. We see clearly and act earnestly, but surrender outcomes. Okay? If this in this open heartedness, we find emotional freedom. And that's what we're looking for, emotional freedom. Oh, yes, we are. My goodness. Number 7, limit emotional investments. Limit emotional investments. Thank you for being with me today. When we when we overinvest emotionally, it becomes hard to uncouple. We can remind ourselves that no one person should consume all our energy. We must remind ourselves that we must live by this. No one person should consume all our energy. Staying present helps us balance emotional investments wisely. Before getting swept up, we can ask ourselves, does this align with my priorities? Does this serve my highest good? Checking in facilitates clarity, okay? So we give what we can while keeping enough energy to nourish ourselves. You hear that? We give what we can while keeping enough energy to nourish ourselves. This is so on point. Number 8, cultivate self reliance. And I have a book on self reliance. I'm going to have to make some more copies of that so I can share it. Depending too much on others for validation or security hampers disconnection. We can consciously develop our own inner foundations. Self care, positive affirmations, and exploring our passions bolster self reliance. Oh, yes, it does. Oh, yes, yes, yes. When we own our wholeness, WHOLENESS, we no longer desperately seek completion from things outside us. We enjoy others, but do not use them as emotional crutches. Our inner strength and sense of purpose allow us to detach with integrity. Ooh, look at that. Detach with integrity. We rely on ourselves while remaining caring and open hearted. You see, he stresses this over and over again. Number 9, allow natural distance. Allow natural distance. Clinging desperately rarely brings people closer. Paradoxically, putting loving pressure on others to meet our needs often drives them away. Allowing natural distance to occur organically. Okay? Allowing natural distance to occur organically. With mindfulness, we offer care while respecting others' autonomy. Okay? We release the urge to pull them closer. We release the urge to pull them closer. If they initiate distance, we do not recoil in fear but accept reality. By granting space, we often find that closeness returns, purified by detachment. In stillness, clarity emerges. My goodness. Number 10, do not personalize their journey. You hear that? Do not personalize their journey, the other person's journey. When we take someone's choices or changes personally, detachment becomes difficult. But their path is not a reflection of our worth. Their path is not a reflection of our worth. It's their path, okay? By remembering others' autonomy, we can witness their journey without internalizing it. With compassion for ourselves and them, we allow each being to walk their own way. Their actions speak to their lessons, not our value. Release the urge to personalize and find freedom. That is so good. Number 11, reframe your narrative. We can unhook from stories that portray others as responsible for our happiness. Be the author of your own story, reframing it as one of self reliance. You are the hero or the shero of your journey. You are the hero or the shero of your journey. Move away from limiting narratives by writing a new one where you one where you courageously create happiness and purpose. This is what it's all about, creating that happiness and purpose for you. You have all you need inside. We have all we need inside to create that happiness, to create that purpose. You can walk your path with openness, neither clinging to others nor turning away. Your story reveals wholeness in each step. 12. Seek support. Detaching alone can be challenging. The support of cherished friends, a therapist, or a support group reinforces healthy boundaries. So feel free to ask for what you need. And I guarantee that the spirit in you, which is instilled in you by our God, will lead you or lead someone to you to give you the help that you need. I believe that with everything in me. Accept support as a gift without guilt. Kindly explain your process of detachment to loved ones. Clear communication breeds understanding. Clear communication breeds understanding. In all you're getting, get an understanding. Elder Coffee, he would say that to us so often. In all thy getting, get an understanding. So while this is your personal journey, you need not walk it alone. There is strength in community. 13. Love unconditionally. You hear that? Love unconditionally. The most powerful uh, detachment stems from unconditional love, expecting nothing while wishing others well. This is so good. It just makes my heart, my whole body just happier, happier, happier. The most powerful detachment stems from unconditional love, expecting nothing while wishing others well. No matter what arises, we remain grounded in love for ourselves, for them, and for all things. Herein lies the paradox. Love without attachment sets all hearts free. Ooh, I think we ought to keep that in our minds. Love without detachment sets all hearts free. We leave others free to walk their own path, even if it diverges from ours. With compassion, we honor our interconnectedness while living out our soul's purpose. In freedom for oneself, one finds freedom for all. Can you emotionally detach from someone you love? Yes, with mindfulness. Emotional detachment is possible, even with beloved ones in our lives. This does not mean indifference. It means embracing reality as it unfolds between you. Oh my goodness. So consider these reflections. Attachments and efforts cannot force destiny. Surrender outcomes without surrendering hope. All beings, the next bullet point is all beings walk their own path. Allow your loved one the dignity of their own journey. Next, suffering arises from desperately wanting life to be different than it is. Find peace in the present moment. Oh my goodness. You are whole with or without this person. Wholeness exists within. With compassion for oneself and others, emotional freedom is possible. Love and let go. The heart often resists what the soul knows is necessary. You hear that? The heart often resists what the soul knows is necessary. Find courage, my friend. This Darren, Darrin, is on point. I believe with all my heart that it's the Spirit of God that guided him through this. Emotional detachment, when done consciously, can transform relationships and liberate your spirit. Have faith in the silent power of detached love. You remain connected on a soul level, even if life calls you down different physical paths. Wow, this is so good. What are reasons to emotionally detach from someone? The call to detach arises when a relationship no longer serves you or your highest good. The call to detach arises when a relationship no longer serves your highest good. Trust your inner wisdom. Detach that stems from authentic care for yourself and others can guide you deeper. It can guide you to deeper connections, new beginnings, and richer days ahead. Take heart, my friend. The relationship has become unhealthy. My goodness, these are what, okay, why you should detach. If interactions consistently leave you feeling drained, hurt, or resentful, the relationship may have become toxic. Emotionally detaching can be a self protective measure. If someone treats you poorly or relates through manipulation, detachment allows you to prioritize your well-being. You see, it's all about your well-being. If you are not well, you can't effectively help others to be well unless it's the one that's inflicting it and they thrive on your misery. Okay? Your values and priorities no longer align. This is when you should detach. People naturally grow and evolve. Over time, you may realize your morals, your interests, or goals no longer align. One person may outgrow the relationship. Emotional detachment can help you accept this shift and redirect your energy toward new connections. Next, life is calling you to different connections. One is detachment, when you know it's time to detach, okay? Life is calling you in different directions. Sometimes circumstances like career changes, moves, or new commitments limit time and emotional availability for certain relationships. Detaching allows you to follow your soul's calling with a clear mind and open heart. Next, you have become enmeshed, and codependent. Healthy bonding differs from enmeshment, where your self worth and identity become entangled with another's. Emotional detachment helps you regain self sufficiency and perspective. You empower yourself versus relying on someone to meet your every need. We have so many people in that condition right now. This is to help us all. You feel obligated to maintain connection. When do you need to detach? Do you stay devoted to someone due to guilt, social pressure, or obligation? Realize you can detach with love and honesty. You have to realize this. You have the right to focus energy where it serves you and aligns wholly with your spirit's purpose. You have that right. Okay? You receive validation only from this person. When is the time to detach? Okay? God gave us all individual rights. That's why He made us separately from each other with our own personalities, our bodies, emotions, everything. We have a right. We have a right to focus energy where it serves us and aligns with our spirit's purpose. Next, you receive validation only from this person when it's time to detach. Being your entire self worth on one relationship is risky. Detaching with self compassion helps you recognize your wholeness. You find security inward by honoring your essence. And the other person wants to detach. If someone has detached from you, accept this with grace. You find emotional freedom when you let go of clinging to those who wish to walk away. Release them and redirect your powerful energies. Now, this is where it really takes some effort in so many relationships is letting them freely detach. If they want to walk away, we want to cling to them and hold them, but you have to use everything you have to let them go their way. All right? Release them and redirect your powerful energies. So, what are the signs it's time to emotionally detach from someone? Our relationships mirror our inner world back to us. When bonds become rigid, draining, or misaligned with who we are becoming, our spirit may signal a need to change. Reflect on your unique situation. Are any of these signs emerging, indicating an emotional detachment process could empower you right now? Think about it. You feel constant tension. When you feel constant tension, when it's time to detach, you feel constant tension, exhaustion, or depletion of energy in the relationship. Next, you cling desperately, react strongly to small issues, or get overly emotional. Next, your motives are to get love or seek affirmation rather than authentic relating. Next, the relationship does not align with your personal growth anymore. These are this is why you have to detach. You have to be strong enough. You have to cling to strength. Pull that strength in and detach, okay? It hurts so many times. It's devastating so many times. But I promise you, if you let it go and focus on yourself, in the long run, you will see and you will feel so much joy and happiness when you let it go. The relationship does not align with your personal growth anymore. Interactions are draining rather than energizing. You stay out of obligation, guilt, or fear rather than love. You stay right there. This is why you stay out of obligation. You feel like you're obligated to stay. You feel guilty if you leave, or fear rather than love. You're afraid to leave rather than love keeping you there. Okay? And these things are possible every single day. Every single day, somebody, somewhere, somebodies are going through this right here, what I'm talking about. You stay out of obligation. You tolerate mistreatment or disrespect from the other person. You feel anxious when apart from them. Your self worth relies entirely on their approval. The relationship leaves you feeling restless, stuck, or constricted. Your values and priorities no longer align with the other person's. Life is calling you in a different direction than the other person. This is when you know it's time to detach. You've become enmeshed and lost a healthy sense of self. You only receive validation from this one relationship. The other person has detached from you. Unhealthy attachment patterns from childhood are resurfacing. All of this could be going on. So listen to your inner wisdom. Signs you need, an emotional detachment process can guide you to freedom and authentic connections. And here are the final thoughts. Emotional detachment, when done with mindfulness and care, allows us to honor the natural ebb and flow of relationships. We free ourselves to walk our destined path while wishing others well on their journey. With courage, we can detach in ways that lead to renewal, wisdom, and cherished ties that nourish our souls. Oh my goodness, this is so good. And this is it. Thank you so much for being with me. When do you know it's time to detach from a relationship? Well, you see, my boy is getting restless. I have the door open so he can go out, but he wants to stay in here and be a part of the webcast. I love you so much, so much. Thank you so much for being with me today. You are awesome. And our God is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. So, when is it time to totally detach from someone? And we've gone through that today. I love you. God willing, I'll be here on Saturday evening at 7:39 with Greater Gospel Temple and Inspiration of God Ministries. And I want to say again, happy birthday to my Uncle Jimmy Bogan Jr. in Denison, Texas. Yesterday was his birthday. I love you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you.